Welcome to Mum Abroad's YouTube channel, where I'm joined today by Olga Casabona. She's a certified functional nutrition coach based in Madrid. She worked for nearly 20 years as a research executive in London, LA, and New York in the media and entertainment industry. Then in her 40s, she decided to leave the corporate world and become a functional nutrition coach to help professional women her age going through menopause. A native of Spain, she has lived more than half of her life abroad and feels both Spanish and American. Hi, Olga.
Thank you so much, Jane. It's great to speak with you and have the opportunity to tell your members about me, what I do, and how I may be able to help them.
So let's start at the beginning. What is functional nutrition?
Well, functional nutrition is a very significant component within the framework of functional medicine. Functional doctors don't just treat symptoms like conventional doctors do. They assess all of your body systems to determine the root cause of symptoms, recognizing that nutrition, movement, stress, sleep, and even relationships play a significant role in one's health. So, as a functional nutrition coach, I focus on the nutrition, diet, and lifestyle aspect of functional medicine. Chronic diseases are most often diet and lifestyle related, so prevention through changes in eating habits and your environment is at the core of functional nutrition. And of course, there is medical intervention where required, but reliance on medication is reduced to avoid adverse side effects. And I'll give you an example. So, for example, a client with an inflammatory rash such as eczema, will be treated by a conventional doctor with an ointment or drug to lower the inflammation. However, a functional practitioner would question what is causing that inflammation. In this case, it's usually an allergy, a food sensitivity, gut imbalance, or increased cortisol hormone from stress that is triggering the inflammation. So, as you can see, by finding the root cause, it can be managed and prevented from becoming worse, whereas the medication is really just a band-aid.
So I really like it because it gives a very holistic approach, doesn't it, to looking at yourself. What would you say, Olga, is your unique approach? How do you stand out from other functional nutritionists?
Great question. So there are a number of reasons that my approach is unique and differs from traditional nutritionists. Firstly, it is highly personalized and not a one-size-fits-all. I conduct detailed bioprofile, lifestyle, and blood work assessments so that the nutrition plan is specific to my client's needs. This way, I can tackle the root cause of their symptoms. Secondly, I focus on women over 40. At this stage of our lives, hormones become unbalanced, mainly because of age, but also diet and lifestyle. And we all know the key symptoms of hormonal imbalances, and weight gain is front and center, but also bloating, hot flashes, brain fog, fatigue, poor sleep, and most significantly, inflammation, which eventually leads to chronic illness. Thirdly, my nutrition plans are Mediterranean based. And this is not just because I am Spanish and biased, it's because the benefits are very well researched and the Mediterranean diet is good for weight loss, heart and brain health, and cancer and diabetes prevention and control. And the best thing about it is that there's no calorie counting. And finally, I provide all of the information and tools my clients need so that all they need to do is to want to feel better and turn up.
So what made you want to become a functional nutrition coach, Olga, and why specifically to focus on women over 40?
That is a great question, Jane. I myself suffered really debilitating symptoms in my late 30s and had no idea what was wrong with me. I was having hot flashes literally every half an hour, awful mood swings, brain fog, and had put on quite a bit of weight on my belly. And in hindsight, these were obvious signs, but because of my age, my gynecologist tried to convince me that I was just depressed and prescribed antidepressants. But I knew I wasn't, so I insisted on blood work, which thankfully proved that I was in peri-menopause. And then I could then explore my options. And I had to do all my own research because there was so much contradictory information out there. And it seemed that there was no alternative to hormone replacement therapy. And I need to say here that I'm not averse to medical intervention, but I would rather relieve my symptoms naturally where possible because of the side effects. And finally, I applied everything I had studied about functional nutrition. And honestly, within weeks, nearly all my symptoms disappeared. And it was just incredible. And I started to feel like myself again. And all of this prompted me to get certified and help other women my age going through this who feel alone and unsupported.
It's really interesting to hear you speak about this, Olga. And I think it's very important to get this message out, isn't it? Because we talk, when we talk about the menopause, I think we automatically think about women who are in their kind of early 50s. And gradually we're becoming more aware of perimenopause and the fact that women as young as 40 or even in their late 30s might actually have symptoms. And like you, they don't realize what they are. So there's still a long way to go to normalize the menopause, I think. And having conversations like this with you, it's just one step in the right direction. So what else needs to be done, do you think, to get this important information to as many women as possible?
Yes, you are absolutely right, Jane. We do still have a long way to go to normalize it. Menopause is a natural part of life that every woman will experience and nothing to be ashamed of. Perimenopause can start in your early 40s, and the average age of menopause is early 50s. So that is a whole decade of tolerating symptoms. And as you say, these are not always obvious symptoms. So it is so important to educate women earlier to recognize the signs and to know the options available to them to relieve symptoms and to understand how critical hormonal balance is to health and well-being. And this is why recently I introduced a corporate wellness program exactly for these conversations to take place at work. And I now work with companies to help their female employees manage their symptoms and to provide a support network within the workplace. And conversations need to take place socially too. So the Mom Abroad network is a fantastic opportunity to start having them. And we need to dispel the perception that women lose the luster with menopause. If you just take a look at my clients on my website, they are thriving and glowing. And menopause does not have to take over our lives.
Olga, who would be a typical client and how can you help them exactly?
Most of my clients are busy full-time or working moms who need a nutrition strategy that fits around the schedules, that is easy to do and to follow, and is not all about calorie counting. And the main reason that they reach out to me is to lose weight. One of the primary symptoms of hormonal balance is weight gain, in particular stubborn midsection weight. And many have tried fad diets that did not relieve symptoms and were not sustainable in the long term. I also have clients who want to manage underlying conditions such as gut, thyroid, or prediabetes, for example, and prevent them becoming more chronic in the future. And these conditions, again, are caused by hormonal imbalances, and an effective nutrition plan can help reduce the reliance on medications. For example, many people treat a thyroid condition with drugs, but the root cause is mostly inflammation, which can be relieved by nutrition. So at the center of all my nutrition plans is hormonal balance, and this is how I can help. I have one-on-one coaching programs, I have group programs, blood work analysis, and 7-day meal plans. And all of them are tailored to a client's health needs and goals and the level of support and accountability they require. The most important thing to mention here is that as long as clients follow a few simple rules about what to eat, the plans are easily maintainable at home, work, or at a restaurant or an event. I feel like we have enough restrictions in life, so the plans are not designed to be another one. And as long as they are followed 90% of the time, clients will continue to relieve symptoms and look and feel great, and still be able to treat themselves to wine and chocolate.
That's good to hear.
Yes.
You mentioned a moment ago that you do group coaching. How does that work exactly?
Yes, group coaching is my most popular program for women who want to focus on weight loss, a shorter program, an intimate group environment to share experiences, and for those who require less support. In 4 weeks, they learn the impact of food on health. They learn to think about food differently, which is very important, and to create healthier habits for life. I conduct a bioprofile and lifestyle assessment. I provide them with all of the necessary tools to support them. Of course, delicious and easy to follow recipes, and shopping lists, meal plans, and even an app and a portal to track progress in journals. We have weekly video calls where we share our positive changes and challenges and how we feel that week. And I give a short educational presentation. And after 4 weeks, the average weight loss is about 5 kilograms. Menopause symptoms are relieved. They are sleeping better, have more energy, and feel more confident.
I think the group coaching idea is great, because sometimes you just need that little bit of extra incentive and help, don't you, from other people going through the same thing as you.
Exactly, you're exactly right. And that's why I was doing one-on-one coaching for a while. And then there were so many people asking for a group program that it was shorter, more manageable, something that they can do before going on holidays, after the holidays, and after Christmas and the winter holidays as well.
Olga, can you give us some examples of real results, how you've helped people?
Of course. Where do I start, right? So recently, one of my clients recently, a 45-year-old working mother, came to me mainly for hormonal balance. And she was experiencing typical menopause or stubborn symptoms. And her primary request was not to feel deprived. And I am a foodie myself and I love to eat. So my plans are really satisfying and designed not to feel like you are dieting. She lost 6 kilograms in 4 weeks and nearly all her symptoms disappeared. And she said that she loved the meals and never felt hungry, which is super important for me and completely music to my ears. Another of my clients, a 52-year-old full-time mom, had tried lots of fad diets, like many do, and that she could not maintain and had ended up putting on more weight than before and increasing her cholesterol level. And so she started my weight loss program. And although she felt much better, her weight loss was slow. And this is usually a sign of an underlying condition. And sure enough, her blood work revealed that she was pre-diabetic, which we tackled by adjusting her nutrition plan accordingly. As a side note, this same client decided that her partner could also benefit from eating the same meals as her, and apparently he loved them.
Olga, just to end, can you tell us the best part of your work? You're obviously very passionate about what you do and very knowledgeable. So what's the best part of it all?
Yes, great question as well. So the best part of my work is to help someone going through the same as I did manage her symptoms naturally through nutrition and lifestyle changes without having to rely on medications or hormone therapy necessarily. It's very rewarding and fulfilling.
I can imagine that it is. I'm sure it is. So thank you very much for joining me today, Olga. I'm going to put along the bottom your website address. That's www.zestyglow.com. And people can have a look there to find out more about you and your services, and also find your contact details.
That's great. Thank you so much, Jane. I'm looking forward to meeting your members and being part of this fantastic network.